Later on that I feel that midday this rapper and him, they all in the room together, you know it's Puff. And this man this Raff, so he resembled its influence. See, I can make a man, he said, on the off chance that I can make a man suck my, I can cause individuals to do anything. Diddy's messy mysteries are gradually being uncovered individually, and presently the entire world knows perhaps of his most profound mystery. This is about his sexual dreams. This multitude of mysteries are coming from those in the business with him, yet it takes a ton of boldness to uncover a man like Diddy who has such a lot of influence in the business. Currently, Sneak Homeboy has uncovered how could he becomes wild when tanked this is very dim. Given the reports that have been circumventing it declines, so what sneaked around need to say regarding this today? We see what Sneak Homie uncovered about Diddy being wild when he becomes inebriated. Yet before we proceed with crush that like button and buy-in, for more Diddy has been at the center of attention for his wild confidential gatherings. And the things occurring here for the beyond couple of months numerous rappers have discussed this guaranteeing that it gets wild. And presently even Sneak Home slice somebody who has been in the business, as long as Diddy has additionally uncovered something different yet. What precisely did he uncover with regards to tossing executioner parties in Hollywood? No one can top seeing Diddy brushes. His gatherings are insane to the point that every one of the rappers and specialists in the showbiz business have gone to no less than one of them. It is an honor to get a solicitation to one of these gatherings. And obviously, it is off base not to go to another maker's party. When welcomed Diddy has all the cash that you could dream of for this reason. He wouldn't feel a squeeze burning through huge number of dollars on parties. He even welcomes large number of individuals, yet given the perpetual stockpile of food and beverages here, it will undoubtedly turn into the party of the year anyway. It has become obvious that numerous rappers would prefer to head off to someplace else than go to one of Diddy's gatherings. And as per Sneak, this is a direct result of Diddy's way of behaving when he begins getting smashed. Sneak has been in the business sufficiently long, and hosts generally went to Diddy's gatherings. He will observe every one of the narratives and reports we hear, giving him first-hand data as a matter of fact. This is much more than Diddy permits to be distributed by Sneak. Diddy generally begins acting unreasonably when he becomes inebriated. Furthermore, it has been said that this large number of gatherings are simply one more opportunity for him to investigate his sexual dreams. And considering that he is the host, every one of the visitors must choose the option to keep the party guidelines for certain in any event, partaking in certain demonstrations despite their desire to the contrary. This has raised to where numerous rappers see this solicitation to his gatherings as a snare. It is as of now not an honor to go to one of these gatherings, yet how could they all guarantee this? Note the initial time Diddy's sexual cravings with different men have surfaced. Truth be told, even one of his ex-protectors' quality arrangement has discussed this. At first, quality was Diddy's number two. He would shadow Diddy wherever he went, knowing all that Diddy depended on. He immediately moved from being a guardian to being Diddy's dearest companion. Diddy was unafraid of letting quality anything, including know he up to or thinking anyway. Given that quality is as of now not Diddy's guardian, he isn't as clandestine about Diddy as he is done safeguarding Diddy's privileged insights. And is truth be told spilling significantly more than you would expect. One thing that quality has discussed is Diddy's genuinely sexual inclinations, which are with men as per quality. Diddy loves exploring different avenues regarding different men, with his essential targets being those rappers who are under his mentorship and working with him. And if not for those valiant individuals who are not terrified of uncovering Diddy's real essence, we may in all likelihood never have known reality. I mean, he had all of us messed with every one of the exes and kids that he has anyway. Everything changed when quality began letting the cat out of the bag. At one point, Gene uncovers that his supervisor had an experience with individual rapper Ja Rule. As per quality, Ja Rule and Diddy went to a lodging, And when they arrived, Gene was told to watch the entryway. This was close enough for him to hear and observe all the freaky stuff that was happening inside. Eventually, Gene reviews Diddy, letting him know you would rather not go inside. There's a ton of freaky stuff happening. Individual with a remark about Diddy when tipsy sneak homie who has seen every one of the insane things that happen at Diddy's gatherings has likewise let the cat out of the bag. After all, with all that liquor being spilled around, dislike anybody can restrict themselves to one glass anyway. Sneak Homeboy guarantees that Diddy's demonstrations when he is tanked are possibly turning out to be increasingly more odd sneak cases, that on the off chance that Diddy goes on like this, numerous rappers will decide not to work with him. It's implied that Diddy affects youthful rappers, offering them only popularity and achievement. He has coached numerous impending rappers, taking them higher than ever. Anyway, others like rapper Mace are against Diddy. They put in any amount of work by advance notice individuals to avoid Diddy and his mentorship. Given his distinction, you would expect that working with Diddy is a compromise circumstance. However much you gain, you actually need to give something back yet prior to getting into the agreement. With Diddy, you wouldn't let you know what you would bring to the table for him. After all, Terrible Kid, his record name, generally gives youthful rappers an arrangement they can't relinquish, much to their dismay, that they are offering their spirits, and presumably their bodies, to Diddy and his cravings as Mace, is advising individuals to keep off. He has said, "When I see the hurt and the aggravation of others on Awful Kid, that spurs me to say something." And when somebody expresses something like this, it fans out like quickly. Now, many individuals are more mindful when Diddy approaches them, or the other way around, with an agreement or an arrangement to work with him. With the standing that he presently has, more individuals are remaining away. It is expressed that there was a period Diddy attempted to sign 50 Penny to his record marked, yet he never happened with the arrangement. However, much individuals previously asserted that Diddy was the person who declined. We as a whole realize that it was 50 Penny himself who wouldn't sign the agreement. 50 Penny simply never needed to go into any bizarre associations with Diddy. Many individuals guarantee that this was Diddy's most prominent misstep, since 50 Penny proceeded to turn into a symbol in the hip jump industry. Assuming these two rappers had cooperated different, they would have changed hip bounce. As far as we might be concerned anyway, rapper Tony Yayo said many individuals don't have a clue about this story. 50 went to Diddy for Awful Kid. Many individuals don't realize that we had the gathering, and it was insane to such an extent that Diddy didn't sign him. I realize that was one of the greatest mix-ups of Awful Kid. The story gets more clear when you get to hear 50's side. As per 50 Penny, Diddy was offering him more than working with him. 50 guaranteed that Diddy attempted to welcome him to go out to shop with him. Anyway, this proposition set him off, which is the reason he denied. However much you could feel that it isn't inappropriate to go out to shop, this is really a code word for inquiring as to whether they need to connect. This extraordinarily upset him, yet he kids about it right up till now. Dissimilar to 50 different rappers truly expressed yes to this proposition, and for them, every one of their fans can't help thinking about why they would consent to work with somebody. However obscure as Diddy, he may be known for driving his prestige to serve him alongside his wild conduct. Some have said that the people who consent to this don't have the foggiest idea what they are getting into, yet later think twice about it. Despite the fact that Diddy has been known to do this for a really long time, his activities have slipped by everyone's notice. He actually does them at one point. Diddy himself let the cat out of the bag around one of his prestigious attendant in a meeting. He once let it slip that he would awaken in a similar bed with the youthful rapper, who was 14 at the time. However much attendant has made an effort not to discuss this. He once conceded in a meeting that he wouldn't maintain that his children should have a similar encounter he did while residing with Diddy. Sneak has asserted that the second Diddy gets plastered, he runs wild and starts doing some peculiar stuff. And due to this, numerous rappers decide not to collaborate with him. They would all prefer track down better approaches to develop their professions than get mentorship from Diddy. And despite the fact that he appears womanizer to the world, there is a lot more happening in the background that we have barely any insight into. Just rappers like Sneak Homeboy can truly let us know what happens there anyway. When somebody draws near to uncovering anything about Diddy, they appear to vanish or kick the bucket strangely. This was the situation with Kim Watchman, an entertainer who was reputed